Hey, welcome America to the Feel True Show. Your host, Rico Dukes, as y'all know. And today's show gonna be about grandiose, belittling, and narcissistic. So y'all tune into this right here, and I'm gonna give y'all the definition and examples and things of that nature there, and show you how people of today have taken those three words and used those words against people to keep you from addressing them on their wrongdoings or the wrongdoings that they are doing to others. And also, I want y'all to check out my clothing line. I want you to check out my social media platform. My clothing line is RCDHPN. The link's down below. My social media platform is They Feel Truth Social Media. The link's down below. Check out my news agency. Support your boy. I'm trying to do some big things, y'all. I'm trying to do some things for the people. I'm trying to get us heard. Trying to get us out there. Well, I'm gonna jump right on into this show though. And I'm doing this show today because I done heard several people use this with several other people. And I done heard a couple people even use it with myself. So I'm just going to address and teach people and teach some things to people that they might not know. But you should have heard the conversation that I heard about 2 weeks ago on it. Man, them people was off the chain. But we're going to talk about first narcissist. The meaning. It means a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. That basically means a person that thinks highly of themselves. Now, let me tell y'all what admiration means. Because I know some of the listeners are going to be like, what admiration mean? Or you might think you know what it means, you don't know what it means. So I'm going to tell you what it means. Admiration, a respect and warm approval. I'm going to give you an example. The admiration for each other was genuine. Their admiration for each other was genuine. Something regarded as impressive or worthy of respect. Pleasurable contemplation. Great respect for another person. Now, let me go back to narcissist. Meaning, a person who has an excessive interest or admiration of themselves. Now, we're going to stop and talk about that for a minute. If you are a person doing something, any kind of work, any kind of hustle, anything, if you don't want to be respected for the work that you do, then don't put any details into your work and see if you'll be respected for it. Now, if you put details in your work, that means you want to be signified for your work. That means you put time, effort, concern, genuine care into your work. But people would tell you that if you address them if you pay somebody to come do a brick job for you, a driveway job, or anything, and they come out there, they charge you a certain price, and you tell them specifically as in paperwork that you wanted this, that, and none, they come out there and they do just the opposite. Then they get mad at you for addressing them for what they know that what they supposed to did. But tell you are a narcissist. That's a person that don't want to be addressed on their wrongdoing to you or to others. All right. We're going to go on to belittle. Belittle. I'm going to give you an example of it. Is a teacher who chooses to make fun of her brightest students' accomplishments. That means if someone is making accomplishments, and instead of you saying congratulations or that's great or this or that, you say, oh, that ain't nothing. You know, that ain't nothing. I could woo. You know, that's called belittle. Okay. Now, this is how people have taken belittle and transformed it against you, so they won't be addressed on their wrongs or their wrongdoings. Say, for instance, somebody, we're going to use the concrete again. Say, for instance, you paid them to do the concrete job and they didn't do the concrete job right. So you go out there and you tell them this, that, and and they wasn't supposed to did this right here. This ain't the work you paid for. This, that, and you want your money back. This is trash can work. You know, woo-doo this here, woo-doo that there, this, that, and Now, that person would tell you that you trying to belittle their work. I'm not belittling your work, or you. No, not say I, because people would think that I'm talking about myself. You're not belittling their work. You're belittling the job that they did for you, but you're not belittling them at all. You're addressing their wrongdoing on the job that they were supposed to do for you, that you paid for. But they will tell you you are belittling their work because they are being addressed on the wrongdoing that they did for the work that they did for you. Now, we're going to go on to Grandiose. Example, experienced by people with bipolar disorder. Make someone or something less important. Now, the reason why I'm telling y'all that about belittle, because that is in Grandiose. Belittle is in there. That's one of the definitions, belittle. So I had to tell y'all what belittle was before I could tell you what that was. Okay. That means when someone say you belittling them, they basically saying you grandiose. That is the correct name for it, grandiose. So when they say that you're belittling them, they are basically saying you're grandiose them. That means a person that has a bipolar disorder, like I just stated to you, that make someone or something less important. How can you make someone or something less important? The only way that you can make someone or something less important is if that someone or something felt that they wasn't important in any form of way from the start. So once again, it would not be you making that person feel unimportant. They felt unimportant for themselves, meaning that that's called self-esteem is what that is called. The other point of that right there is, like I say, when somebody say you belittle them, they don't want you to address them on their wrongdoing. That's what the definition is. So belittle, but they would try to tell you belittling them because you telling them about their wrongdoing. So they tell you that you're belittling them. You're addressing their wrongdoings. Once again, belittle means, an example is a teacher who chooses to make fun of her brightest student's accomplishment, not check her student for their wrongdoing, but she would be making fun of her student's brightest accomplishment. That is belittlement. That is what belittle means. Belittle does not mean if you come and you tell this person a lie, that's a person, and that person don't buy that lie, or they find out it's a lie. That don't mean that person is belittling you. If you constantly lie to a person, and then you get upset when that person don't believe nothing you say, and you tell that person that you always belittling me. That is not belittling you. You are not making fun of the brightest and highest accomplishment. You are addressing them on their wrongdoing to you. Those are what those things mean. So for those of you, and I'm gonna give you the examples. I'm gonna give you 9 identity forms of narcissism. 1, exaggerated sense of self-importance. What is an exaggerated sense of self-importance? I already gave you the definition of it. Grandiose. Okay. 2, superficial and exploitative relationships. What is superficial and exploitative relationships? You don't know, do you? Yeah. But I'm going to leave that up to y'all to figure that out and research that. I'm going to give you a lot of answers, but I ain't going to give you all the answers, because I want you to learn this on your own. 3, lack of empathy. Empathy. Lack of empathy. 4, identity disturbance. 5, difficulty with attachment and dependency. 6, chronic feelings. Hold up, y'all. Chronic feeling of emptiness and boredom. 9, excessive need for admiration. Okay. Now, for a number, because I want to touch in on where it say chronic feelings of emptiness and boredom, and it says identity disturbance. Okay, now for people that are, especially women, every time you see a woman, they taking pictures, right? A woman always want attention. I always want to feel needed. I always want to be admired. Wouldn't that be narcissism? Ain't that's what the definition said it was? When you see a man always taking pictures, flashing his money, this and that, what is that? Someone's looking for attention. Someone's looking to be admired. But they're not looking to be admired for their work. They're looking to be admired just to be admired. Why? Because they feel the world revolves around them. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that. That's part of the definition too. A person who thinks the world revolves around them. That is a narcissist. Okay. Now, I gave y'all those definitions. So now we're gonna go to chronic feelings of emptiness and boredom. Go back there. Now, anytime you sitting at the house, if you can't sit at your house without feeling like you bored and you just got to go somewhere and do something, you got to get out, you got to go have a drink, you got to go to the club, you got to go this here, you got to go out ride. If you cannot sit at your house and enjoy the items and devices at your house without having to go out and do nothing, without feeling bored, you have one of the symptoms of narcissism. If you can't go nowhere without spending money in order to have fun, if it takes you to spend money not to be bored, you have a narcissistic symptom. Now you see how people then took those words and transformed them against you. You meet a person that always like to go out and this, that, and the other. They can't never be happy at home with the devices and things at their house. They can't be happy with that. They always got to go out. They always got to move around. They always got to do this here. They always bored if they at home. That's a narcissist. How many people been in relationships like that? Now, you might have been in a relationship with a person like that, and that person called you a narcissist. No, they were.